Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Dave Roberts, Rick Williams, and Monica Malpass.
It is Monday night. The big story on Action News is breaking news. Live from Chopper 6 right now, the driver of this green SUV has caused part of the Roosevelt Boulevard to be shut down, all because he claims to have explosives. Now, this is all happening on the boulevard at 9th Street. That's in Philadelphia's Logan section. Here's a map to show you more clearly. The entire roadway is now blocked in the area because of it. We do have team coverage of this breaking news for you. Matt Pellman will have the traffic impact. But first, let's get to Aaron Ahern live at the scene this evening. Aaron.
And Monica, we're going to close in on the car right behind me because it appears that the driver has opened the door and is getting out of the car. Now, you probably have a better vantage point because we can zoom in with our camera. From here, we did see a door open. The sun glare is making it a little difficult for me to see what is going on. But what is very obvious here is that Roosevelt Boulevard is deserted. It has been for the last couple of hours because police closed down both the northbound and southbound lanes after a driver in the vehicle was going southbound was traveling northbound in the southbound lane, stopped, called 911, and said he was in the car with explosives. Since that time, there has been a huge police presence, fire trucks, the bomb squad, and a SWAT team. And now we learn that the FBI has been informed. And we also understand the driver has been, and you can see him right there. You can see the driver. If we can come back live out now here, or either go to Chopper, it appears that the driver is outside of the car waving his arms in some way. We understand that his sister is on scene, and she was talking to detectives, trying to work with them to negotiate with the driver so this would end peacefully. We also learned that his father arrived on the scene a short time ago. And again, Monica and Rick, you could probably see better than I can from the Chopper video.
Aaron, we're seeing actually he is holding a bullhorn, and it appears it may be trying to speak in some way, although now he's holding the bullhorn sort of behind his head. But there for a moment it looked as if he were trying to speak at a distance with the bullhorn, and I don't know who would be in that area to even hear what he might say.
Well, exactly. I mean, there aren't a lot of residents around this area, probably at least a few hundred yards away from that car. And again, the road has been closed for several hours now, so all you really see is a police presence next to him, and they're still several yards away.
And the tricky part, of course, is with the chopper noise, which is, of course, inadvertent. All helicopters make a lot of noise. Most likely, police would have a difficult time hearing someone with a bullhorn as well. Is that possible?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I certainly can't hear him, and we're a little less than a quarter mile away from where the truck has been stopped for several hours. But you see police next to me looking on, and he's walking farther and farther away from that truck, Monica and Rick. And I do believe I still see him waving something.
We're trying to determine if he's wearing a mask of some kind as we look at him. Well, he's behind a tree right now, but
it does appear to be a ski mask or some kind of coverage over most of his face and head.
Yeah, and we did hear from a driver who passed by at an earlier point that he was wearing something on his face, but then again the road closed, and he seems to be staggering along across the lane there. As you can see, he's actually moving closer to police.
Okay.
Do they appear to be changing their stance? I know they have a whole system. Obviously, the SWAT team has dealt with many situations like this where they either have a negotiator on the scene trying to verbally speak to him, or you said the sister and father are there. Are they taking physically a different stance? Because at the bottom of the screen under our logo there on the left-hand side, we see police just standing as if they're not frightened and they're not, taking cover.
Well, if you look now, you can see some police movement towards him. I'm looking at him. He's on my left-hand side, and they are moving towards him slowly. And you can see that from the chopper.
Yes, and as we take another close shot of those vehicles, if we can go back to that, the police officers...
And now they're moving in, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They appear to be walking towards him, or at least leaving the area of their vehicles. On the far left-hand side of our screen, we can see a dark, large truck, armored-looking vehicle, but police have stepped to the left of it, so...
Go back to the chopper shot.
It appears they're surrounding him.
Yeah, right there. Okay, because one of the officers just got out of his cruiser.
And he did put one arm up in a surrender-seeming motion.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, he just threw something. I don't know if you could...
Can we go back?
See that. But they do appear to be surrounding him now. It looks like members of the SWAT team.
Okay.
We saw them as they approached his vehicle, certainly looking at the vehicle carefully, and it's a tense moment for police. Obviously, they don't want to put their officers at risk, but they do want to get this situation under control. Now they appear to be rushing him from all sides, and they have tackled him, so it appears that they are about to make an arrest.
And Monica and Rick, now that truck is blocking my view, so I think you have a better view of what's going on from the chopper.
Yeah, we do. And let's just reset the scene, Aaron. Thank you. Once again, we're looking live from Chopper 6 as police, SWAT team members just moved in on a suspect who had barricaded himself in an SUV since 3 o'clock this afternoon on the Roosevelt Boulevard below 9th Street. Both sides of the boulevard closed down because of this situation. He had told police that he had explosives in his vehicle, in his dark SUV. We do not know if police had ever determined if that was the case, but certainly the bomb squad on the scene, police on the scene, and finally, some 2 hours after the situation, they've moved in. The suspect has been apprehended, and of course the investigation continues here along the Roosevelt Boulevard.
And we'd like to remind our viewers that we obviously take a chopper picture, even though we have some ground pictures available, out of respect for police and what they're trying to do, so that we don't become part of the story and in any way inhibit their ability to do their jobs in making a peaceful resolution here. So we have intentionally kept our ability to close in on a tight shot limited, so we are giving you the bird's eye view without showing you anything more than that. That's an intentional decision on our part. I hope you'll understand that. Again, this is happening on the Roosevelt Boulevard. It started about 3 this afternoon. The fear of a man with explosives in a vehicle. Police took that fear very seriously and shut down most of that area all through the Logan section of Philadelphia as a precaution to both homeowners in the area, schools in the area, as well as obviously traffic on one of the most heavily traversed streets and highways in our region.